It was a sunny Boulder Friday when a humble McGuckin Hardware and Sporting Goods first opened its doors on September 9, 1955. Through countless sweltering summers, blizzards, a couple floods, and a pandemic, we're still proud to serve our Boulder community with the same old-school approach to customer service. And while it's not the 65-year celebration we had imagined due to COVID-19, we still wanted to pay tribute to the store's legacy, so we asked our green vests to share some memories of their time working here. Here's what they had to say. What does McGuckin Hardware mean to you?
Before I started working here, I was actually homeless. So I was living at a homeless shelter. And then when I got the job here, it gave me a chance to save up money and move out to my own place. So in a very real sense, McGuckin's Hardware kind of like saved my life.
And what's your favorite part of working here?
I have two favorite parts. The teamwork is really amazing. My coworkers are really awesome to work with. Everyone has a really positive attitude and everyone works really hard, which is nice. And then I'd say a good portion of the customers are also like really excited to be in McGuckin's Hardware, which is nice. It's like one of the few places I've worked where people are like excited to be in the building, and they're always really appreciative of good customer service.
What does McGuckin Hardware mean to you?
A lot of different things, but mainly family. Basically, working here, growing up in Boulder and always knowing about McGuckin Hardware. When it was time for me to find a job, my dad suggested I go talk to Dave at McGuckin's, so I would ride the bus into town and grab my skateboard and skateboard over to the hardware store and talk to Dave numerous times, probably 2 or 3 times. And then one day they called me in and said, let's put you to work. So I've been here 39 years, and so that's been great. Been able to raise a family in Boulder and continue working here. Another great story would be meeting my wife here. So we always joke that at McGuckin Hardware you can find anything, including a wife or a husband. But that was 32 years ago during one of the tent sales. Her roommate actually worked here as a cashier, and I got to know her roommate a little bit. Her roommate said, I'm going to set you up with my friend or my roommate Gloria, and so the rest is history.
What does McGuckin Hardware mean to you?
McGuckin Hardware mean to me? It's a big, important question. Truth be told, it's kept me employed for 20 odd years, so I think it's meant a lot. Actually, I've been able to buy a house, I've been able to, things that I've never been able to get before, so McGuckin's has meant quite a bit, actually.
That's awesome. And you mentioned that you met your wife here?
I did.
How'd that happen?
Well, she's just started working in an adjacent department. She was working in the stationary hobbies, and I was working in paints. And we were just talking. I was actually talking to her because she seemed really shy. And she wasn't talking to anybody. And like, nobody talks to new people, so I thought, well, I'll just talk to her. And we were talking, and so, but we just decided to go on a hike and then a movie, and before you know it, things kind of just started happening on their own, I guess. And it's been, now we're about 10 years later, and we have a 2-year-old, and so I guess things worked out pretty well.
What does McGuckin Hardware mean to you?
Lifelong career. I've had 2 jobs in my life. And the first one was a grocery store, second one, McGuckin Hardware.
What would you say your favorite part of working here is?
Customers, and actually second would be employees. Well, friendships and things that have happened over our lives. Some of the funny things that have happened. And, you know, obviously being able to help other people out as they have tough times.
Well, McGuckin Hardware is a big part of the Boulder community. It's very community-minded. They do a lot of stuff for a lot of different community organizations. That's what I like the best about them. It's also a fun place to come in and look at all the stuff we sell. We have We have everything you could imagine. It's a fun place to work. Great people. I just really like McGuckin Hardware. I always have. Before I came to work here, I used to come in on the weekends a lot, and great, helpful people, and it's McGuckin's.
So what McGuckin Hardware means to me is a wonderful family opportunity, really good people to work with, probably more than anything just a family. A favorite part of working here is working with the different people that I have the pleasure of associating with, and probably the most are the customers. The customers are what keep the store going. They're what keep me going, and they're the people that really make it a fun place to be. I think the uniqueness of McGuckin Hardware is that being an independent family business, we have so many options to be able to assist the customers with options most big boxes wouldn't have. We're able to work with different wholesalers. We're able to react a lot quicker on a lot of our decision making, and we have a lot of really good contacts that we're able to keep in touch with. One of the things I remember and was so impressed with at the time was that Dave would come down with paychecks in his back pocket, and he would walk around personally to every employee, and he knew everyone first name, last name, and he'd hand out the paychecks, and that's how Dave. That was probably one of the best impressions I had, was how tight Dave was with his employees. He knew every one of them. I just came back from a break with one of the employees that I met in 1980, and we've known each other for 40 years. And I was telling him one of the best things about McGuckin's is the people that you meet, and to be able to keep those relationships and friendships going all these years is just really good thing to have. And if it wasn't for Dave and Dee and the family, we wouldn't have the family we have.